Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Cheryl's Home Cooking. And today what I'm going to show you is how I make my homemade golumpkies or pigs in a blanket, but I'll be making them with hamburg and pork. Usually I just make them with hamburg or I'll just make them with turkey. So today I'm going to try the hamburg and pork. So let's get started. Welcome to Cheryl's Home Cooking, and today what I'm going to show you is a revised version of my golumpkies, or called pigs in a blanket. So I have my oven on 350. I picked up 2 pounds of ground pork. So I'll place the pork in my bowl. To this, I also picked up 2 pounds of ground beef. So I'll place this in my bowl as well. To this, I have 2 cups of white rice. So I'll place that in my bowl. Now just mix the rice in with the ground beef and ground pork. I also pre-boiled 2 heads of cabbage. They were small, so that's why I used 2. So I pre-boiled them, let them cool, and I have them in the bowl in front of me. So I'll just combine the pork, the hamburg, and the rice, making sure everything's mixed in good. My grandmother used to make these for us all the time, and then my mother would make them. They're really good. I do have a recipe in my playlist for golumpkies or pigs in a blanket. We're just so used to calling them golumpkies. Alright, now I'll go wash my hands. I have a deep dish pan that I'll be placing my golumpkies in. So the first thing that I'll start out with is opening a can of tomato soup. I'm using the 26-ounce cans, and I'll start out with 3. If you like it really saucy, just add more tomato soup. So I'll place a little bit on the bottom. Just like that. I saved some of the cabbage leaves, the dark green ones, and I'll place that on the bottom. And then I'll place my golumpkies on top of that. So that's how I have it. So now I'll take my softened cabbage, and I'll place a little of the ground pork, hamburg, and rice in the cabbage. And just roll it, fold in the sides. And that's what it looks like. And then I'll place that on top. So I'll continue on with the rest. I usually make my golumpkies either with just ground beef or ground turkey. So I figured let me try it with ground beef and ground pork. Here's a real little one. I picked up 2 cabbages, and the reason why I picked up 2 is because they were so small. I couldn't find like a real large one. And you can see some of these cabbage leaves are really tiny. So I don't want to overstuff them. And just make sure that you pre-boil your cabbage and let it cool before you use it. This is an easy meal too. I mean, the only thing you really have to pre-cook is the cabbage. Everything else cooks in the oven. I have my oven on 350 and I'll bake these for about 5 hours. After about 2.5 hours, you can lower your oven to 300. You want to make sure the hamburg and pork is cooked really good. Just place the meat inside and roll up the cabbage. And place it on the bottom of your dish. And see, that's what it looks like. So now I'll place some more tomato soup on top. This is what gives it its nice gravy between the meat juices and the tomato soup. So I'll continue on. And then place another layer on top. The meat comes out so nice and tender, just melts in your mouth. And these dark leaves I'll place on top of my Golumpkies when I'm done. Now I'm down to my last cabbage roll to roll, or my last Golumpkie to roll. And there's the second layer. So I'll place another can. And then pour my soup on top. I'll open the last can. So that's 3 26-ounce cans of tomato soup that I used. Oh yeah. This is going to be good. Now I'll place my leaves on top. And the reason why I'm placing them on top and on the bottom is to kind of keep the moisture in and keep all the flavors together. So that's why I don't throw out the darker part of the cabbage leaves, because I do utilize them for the top and bottom. And these cabbage leaves, when they cook, they're really tender too, so you can eat them. Last one. There. So I have it all covered. I have the top layer of cabbage leaves on top. Now I'll put my lid on and place it in the oven. Doesn't that look good? So I'll place my lid on. So into the oven it goes. Now for cleanup duty. And with my leftover cabbage, what I like to make is, I call it lazy pierogi. I do have it in my playlist, so just look for it under my playlist, and then this way here, you utilize the rest of the cabbage as well. And the lazy pierogi is quick and easy, and it's really good. Now I'll check on my golumpkies. Boy, do they smell good. Oh yeah, looking good. My golumpkies are ready to come out of the oven. Oh yeah. Look at how good this looks. Really smells good. So now I'll take one. Put some of the sauce on top. Now doesn't that look good? So now I'll take a bite to see what it tastes like with the hamburg and pork mixed together. It really smells good. Really, really good. Deserves a second bite. I highly recommend making it with the hamburg and pork. It really tastes good. Thanks so much for watching me make my homemade Golumpkies or pigs in a blanket made with hamburg and pork. It's really, really good. I'm glad I tried it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next video. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for tuning in to Home Cooking with Cheryl and watching me make one of my family's favorite recipes. Give it a try.